In previous episodes, we've explored how early feminism waged a quiet, yet profound war against Christianity, viewing it as an obstacle to women's liberation. But this rejection of traditional faith wasn't merely an empty space. It opened a door for alternative spiritualities, specifically Theosophy and the burgeoning New Age movement. These esoteric beliefs provided a philosophical and spiritual framework that perfectly aligned with feminist ideals, and as the sources reveal, served as a crucial bridge from radical social reform to a far grander and often hidden ambition. A one-world agenda. This wasn't a spontaneous spiritual revival, but an intentional top-down ideological push by powerful transnational elites whose occult beliefs underpinned their vision for a unified humanity. Theosophy was born and emerged in 1875, founded by Russian immigrant Helena Blavatsky and two Americans, Henry Olcott and William Judge, in New York City. This new occult religion combined elements of ancient mysticism, Eastern religions, and Neoplatonism, weaving together ideas that were already gaining traction among feminists and social reformers. Theosophy resonated deeply with women because it was founded by a woman, gave equal standing to both men and women, and claimed to teach adherents to develop their psychic abilities and innate intuitions, qualities often attributed more strongly to women. It offered a sense of personal power and importance that many felt was lacking in the dominant Christian culture of the time. Its influence was widespread, attracting prominent figures like Thomas Edison, Edgar Cayce, L. Frank Baum, and William Butler Yeats, and even influenced Mohandas Gandhi. Theosophy explicitly aimed to take bits and pieces from all major religions, attempting to form a new universal faith. This meant viewing Jesus Christ as merely one of many great teachers, fundamentally antithetical to Christian doctrine. Theosophy's appeal to feminists stemmed directly from its rejection of patriarchy and its promise of power and status for women within occult practices. Matilda Jocelyn Gage, a prominent theosophist and member of the Women's Bible Revision Committee, was particularly vocal, openly declaring Christianity as the main enemy of feminism. Gage argued that pre-Christian civilizations which practiced goddess worship were superior because they supposedly offered women power and liberty. This narrative of a lost matriarchal golden age, driven by archaeological findings, became a powerful driving force for feminists seeking a new religious framework. Now let's turn to other theosophy concepts like the Golden Dawn, Lucifer, and sacred prostitution. Theosophy was not a fringe movement, and it spawned or influenced other significant occult organizations, such as the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, founded in 1888 to develop ceremonial magic. Notable figures like Mabel Collins and Florence Farr exemplify this intertwining of occultism and feminism. Collins, a spiritualist and prolific occult writer, co-edited the monthly journal Lucifer with Helena Blavatsky from 1887 to 1889, bringing occult magic, Freemasonry, Eastern religion, and feminism to the West. Florence Farr, a popular actress and outspoken feminist, was initiated into the Golden Dawn and became a revered occult priestess, teaching ritual magic like scrying and invocation. Farr was profoundly anti-Christian, writing that women's lower status came from the Assyrian Semite scriptures, and advocated for prostitution to be treated as a sacred rite, aligning with ancient pagan practices. For these women, women's liberation was explicitly a spiritual liberation, intertwined with the rejection of Christian morality and the embrace of occult power. After Blavatsky's death, Annie Besant became arguably the most important feminist carrying on the work of Theosophy. She transitioned from advocating for secularism and socialism to embracing Theosophy, becoming a devoted student of Blavatsky and even co-editing Lucifer. Besant actively immersed herself in Hindu culture and became a prominent figure in international mixed masonry Le Droit Humain, a globalist Masonic order. Her most significant contribution to the One World agenda was the World Teacher Project. In 1909, along with C.W. Leadbitter, Besant groomed a 12-year-old Indian boy, Jiddu Krishnamurti, to be the physical vessel for an advanced spiritual entity called Lord Maitreya, believed to usher in a higher evolution of humanity. They created the Order of the Star in the East, a cult-like international organization that amassed tens of thousands of members worldwide, and established a publishing company to solicit donations and spread propaganda, aiming to prepare humanity for this world teacher and a new age of enlightenment. Then, building on Besant's work, Alice Bailey, often called the Mother of the New Age, founded the Lucifer Publishing Company in 1922, later Lucis Publishing Company. Bailey's prolific writings, which she claimed were telepathically dictated by a spiritual master, aimed to usher in a new global consciousness. Her book, The Externalization of the Hierarchy, described a process where all religions, governments, and consciousnesses of the planet must be blended into one and unified, reflecting the monistic ideals found across many occult groups. Critically, Alice Bailey had a tremendous influence on the United Nations from its inception. Her organization, World Goodwill, is a UN NGO, and the UN Spiritual Caucus is filled with Bailey followers. UN Assistant Secretary General Robert Mueller, a student of Bailey's work, based his World Core curriculum on her teachings. The sources contend that the United Nations expressly promotes an esoteric New Age agenda that seeks to eliminate individual religions, including Christianity, to create a one-world New Age religion based on occult theosophical teachings. All in all, the conclusion is the spiritual battle for the soul. The rejection of traditional Christianity by leading feminists and their embrace of Theosophy and New Age concepts directly paved the way for a worldview that aims for a unified, genderless humanity under a singular global religion. This intentional top-down ideology, often funded by the wealthiest elites, views human existence as something to be managed and transcended. Ultimately, the sources suggest that what is often perceived as a political battle for women's liberation is, at its core, a spiritual battle for the human soul. Stay tuned for Part 6, Eugenics, Population Control, and the Devaluation of Motherhood.